3, 2, 1. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, contrary to popular belief, things don't always get better, they can actually get worse. Meaning, side government from the beginning had the burden to explain what delta or change happens when we have this value judgment debate about supporting this idea of proportionality. I think at best, what they essentially prove to us is this unyielding motivation to be able to distribute resources and all of these things to the poor. Meaning, in a vacuum or in a perfect world, sure, that might be the case, but it doesn't really fulfill the burden or the spirit of the motion that they have to contend to. Because quite from the get-go, if you check your flow, we question the lens of what they did in terms of asking, wait, won't this affect the poor worse because these people have little taxable income, but at the same time, they rely a lot on benefits, so their benefits get less. And at the same time, we agreed with all these stuff they said about the rich, and we said, yeah, we agree with you. These people are maybe shady. These people don't want to pay stuff, which is why, as a consequence, they don't really give a shit about government benefits because they don't really use the examples I gave you. Things like PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, SSS, they have so many other advantages. Meaning at that point in the debate, I don't know what the upside is for what they wanted to achieve. A couple of reasons why their side cannot take the W here. Number one, the first is in terms of explaining particularly what exactly the effect is on the stakeholder that they want. Because, at best, what they prove to us is the sense of urgency and motivation to be able to fix it. It's admirable that they're charged by the civic duty to be able to want to help them. But that's not what's in contention, right? The thing in contention is the effect of government benefits versus the way in which it's computed. Because as an average reasonable person, malamang status quo is like, yeah, your government benefits depend on like where you are in life, etc. Meaning if you're like rich, you probably don't get as much stuff. But if you're poor, then you do it. The math which we talked to you about was about how this quantitative really works in terms of taxable income, and precisely for the reasons that we told you about how these people have an incentive not to pay it is exactly where even if they have an unlocked benefit of what they want, they don't necessarily need it. But let's engage with them. Because in terms of engagement, we were more engaging to them than they were with us. If you check the flow of your notes, particularly certain things that I and Matthew said are still standing as positive impacts in material, and by the time they talk after me and reply, it's probably too late. Meaning, at best, what they explain is a desire to be able to redistribute all of these things. But what's there to redistribute if you harm both stakeholders in which we're talking about? The urban class, the middle classes, and the rich people. I don't think it particularly matters because they already are rich, and on either side, whatever happens, kahit magkagera, monkeypox tomorrow, they're probably gonna be okay. So, the tipping point of this round, as we consistently characterize to you, are the very people most disproportionately affected. Their side, to put it simply, isn't nuanced to the proportionality of how this structure works, and a side proposition, they're the ones who have to explain it, nor are they really responsive to what we told you, and I think quite successfully, we were able to cast a shadow of doubt in terms of what this policy might do, because until this point, I'm not entirely sure what the change would be, how that would affect these particular individuals they claim to think. So, for all these reasons, proud to stand on side neg. Thanks.